long caribou season here. It opens on August 1st and it runs until September 30th, which is a full 10 days after the moose season is closed. After that, it closes down for about 15 days and then it reopens all the way until March 31st. The reason it's so long is because the caribou are in a migration, though a lot of times they're not in our area. They're kind of either here or they're not. Since we didn't get a moose this year, caribou is pretty much our only option for filling the freezer. So we went right out the weekend after moose season. We'll buy a prime rib for Christmas every year, and occasionally we'll get some ribeyes. But other than that, we haven't had to buy red meat from the store for the last 14 years. And it's kind of something we've gotten used to and enjoy. So at this point in 2020, we're desperate.
There's so many ducks out there. No caribou.
I'm tired and I'm sick of being in the boat.
We went out a few times before first season closed, and it was beautiful and it was fun, but it wasn't productive. So we'd have to wait until everything froze up and second season opened.
Left at 6 this morning. About an hour from home. Well, we're heading down to the lakes to get at least trying for 6 caribou.
Caribou season just opened back up for late season. Got 6 tags we could fill, so we'll just see what we can do.
I hear gunshots.
Yep, I just heard a gunshot.
What are we doing? Oh, we're getting packed up, so we're gonna, pretty sure we're gonna hike up over there and see if we can't see any caribou. And if we do, well, dinner!
When we get out there, we pretty quickly spot some caribou. We set up here for a while. It looks like the caribou could circle right in front of us, or they could turn and go the other way, but we need to see what they're going to do. These ones end up going up and around away from us and join in a larger group, so we move to a higher vantage point, try to make another plan. On the way up, we see another small group of caribou. These ones are fairly close, so Hunter sets up and gets ready to take a shot.
Then if you have a shot, take one, and then we'll just...
It was a clean miss, and we watched it for quite a long time just to make sure. But I really wanted Hunter to get a caribou, though I was reluctant to take a shot. Early in the day, we had time. The reason the caribou aren't taking off is there's probably 200 caribou out there on that flat. And the sound of a rifle shot at a distance sounds a lot like the lake freezing up behind them. Bangs and pops, and they have no idea where that shot came from. So we're just going to sit up here on the top and see if something comes in close. I'm loaded up and contemplating shooting. It's about a 300-yard shot to some of the closer caribou, and that's doable. But I'm always a fan of, if you can get closer, get closer. A 300-yard shot is more than acceptable from a rest, but a 100-yard shot is always better. I almost enjoy watching the caribou as much as I enjoy eating the caribou. They're fun. They mill around, they run left, they run right, they go back to eating. This goes on for almost an hour, maybe longer. And then we hear a four-wheeler, what we think is on the lake, though we're not out here alone. It ends up being nothing, but it prompts me to go down and see if I can't get a little closer and put some meat in the freezer.
Just barely make Ben out in the bottom right corner there of the screen. He hasn't moved in a few minutes. I don't know if he can see over that brush to get a shot off or not. Alright, so you can see Ben down in the right corner. He's been there a couple of minutes, and the caribou aren't aware of him. But I don't know if he can see over that brush to get a shot. He must be about 150.
I can see those caribou perfectly fine. There's another group of them right off to my right, but on the left-hand side there are two really nice bulls coming up.
There's
And
nothing
I
here,
am
but there's
primarily a meat hunter, always, but if there's a great big bull out there, I want to get the big bull. So I am holding off to see if they're going to get in closer. From the camera angle, it looks like I'm in plain view, but they actually really can't see me too well. I have to move if I want to get a shot at those bigger bulls. So even though I could shoot what's right in front of me, I take the risk and make a
he
move.
doesn't have a clear shot. Oh,
At this point, I know I messed up, and I can't even see the caribou from where I'm at. I know they're moving off, but I don't know if they're moving left or right. I just know they're moving. So I keep focusing on the left, waiting to see if one of those bulls is going to pop out, while the caribou, unbeknownst to me, because they're out of my view,
hard to take a
are
running
moving to
shot.
the right.
Dad, do it though.
No, they're booking it. I don't know if they saw him. It might not be him they're seeing. Hunter.
Hey, did you see that one that dropped in the back?
So this whole time I'm looking to the left for those big bulls. The caribou are actually now coming back into my sight on the
No, they're
right,
not
well
coming
within
inside
rifle
over
range,
here
but
yet.
I'm still looking left. Now I see them on the right, and I think, well, Stephanie's going to be mad at me because I didn't shoot anything and we're going to go home empty-handed with no meat in the freezer.
Hunter, you might need to put the binoculars away and get your gun out. I don't know.
Oh, he got him.
Did he? I can't find it in the camera. So Ben just took a shot and they all took off. I got excited videoing. I'm not sure if I got it on camera or not.
When that first group ran by, I picked out one of the bulls and swung on
Hunter,
him,
can you see if it's
took a
down?
shot. I didn't see him fall. Those caribou
Hand the
cleared,
binoculars to
and I
Matilda.
waited for the next group to come through.
You what? Hand the binoculars to Matilda. Matilda, look at the one you think he hit with the binoculars.
And I was waiting until it's bedded down. Looks like.
From the camera angle, it looks like I ought to be able to see all these, but I can't
Is
see
it
them until
down
they
or
get
was
quite a
it
ways
with
to
the
the
group?
right. So When that next group runs through, I can't find a bull in
Is it
there. I
running
pick
with
out
the
the
group?
biggest cow and I shoot. It falls down, and I know we at least have one caribou.
Oh, can you shut me
Okay, Dad shot again, so I don't know. His gun's on his shoulder, so okay. Okay, yep.
Well, yeah, so.
They're all right over here still.
Alright, well, we'll clean these up, but. So, I got over here, and I came up on top, and the cows and calves are right in front of me. And I'm like, well, I should just shoot one. I'm like, no, I shouldn't. I'll just wait for those big bulls, because the big bulls are coming. Well, then they came, but they dropped down a little angle. So then I went up to get a better shot, and the cows and calves spooked. So they took off and they went up and over and gone. And then I could still see the bulls like off to the side, and I'm looking at them. I'm like, no, they're gone. And then I turn around, and the whole herd of caribou has turned around and is running alongside me at like 200 yards.
We couldn't tell how close.
So I pulled up and shot at the first bull I saw, which is just a little meat bull, and I didn't think I hit it. I'm like,
Yeah, we saw the one run circles around it. Was that one?
I don't know. I mean, you guys could. I figured you guys were watching. You could see.
Well, I was trying to video.
Oh.
I saw it run
So
circles
Hunter had
around.
my binocs.
I figured if I dropped the first one, you'd see it because you were way up on top of that esker. I'm like, well, whatever. I'll just go look for blood and I'm done. But anyway, I didn't know if I hit that one, so I spun around, just shot a cow on the run, and that one just flipped over. Then I'm like, well, I shot twice. I'm done. I'll just go look and see what I got. So there's one here, and then there's one just over the.
Let's go look at the other one. Do you want to go look at the other one? I think that's it. Yeah.
That's what happens when you don't get loose. You're reduced to shooting anything.
Yeah, look, he broke it off right there. Hey, Dad, if you hand me that leg,
Go get the bone saw game bags.
I can tell.
Just a little more than halfway through this one. The other half is in the bag. Well, we gotta carry this like a mile. Oh, and not all of it's on the lake. Oh, I'm leaving all the hindquarters naturally attached, but I'm boning out the back strap, tenderloin, and the neck. That's good.
Do you think the liver's going to be any good?
We'll look at it later, but a little bull like this has probably been running. It's probably not going to be great. Look at the joint. I've got more help, but I get mine quartered up a little quicker than Stephanie. We pack it up and head back to the lake. If we get back before, we'll pull the sleds back, give them a hand getting theirs out. We drop our full packs on the lake and grab the sleds. Head back to where Steph's at. It's almost always easier to drag something in a sled.
Good.
Oh, I lost my
Ready, Matilda?
You got the. What do you all you got in there?
I have 2 hindquarters and the ribs and something else. She's got 2 front quarters.
We'll get it off. Is it heavy? Take it off. What a bunch of weenies.
Hey, I carried out an extra piece of pie,
So the caribou came back.
They
I was
came.
so tempted.
You shoot another one, I'm gonna get rid of you. You're more trouble than me.
They weren't within range, but if
we backed the
I got my safety vest on. You see that? That. I kind of feel like I'm gonna die.
your binocs are in there. horses.
Hey, Dad, your hat looks ridiculous.
I didn't know if you wanted
Yeah.
those or not.
What?
The antlers.
Look, Mom, we should just sew those onto Bruce's hat.
I feel like we should make Pepper wear those for Halloween.
Yeah, Pepper wear them for Halloween with like bells.
When the other caribou came through, Matilda started waving them around.
Guys, don't do that.
We had pink and orange on.
Yeah, well, they still shoot you. Those people are nuts.
Dang, I'll play enough.
We do have to be out here again. We really should hike out here, like around 8.
You out of your mind? I'm not hiking out here again. There's easier ways to get caribou.
This was
Thank
easy.
you so much.
Guys,
this is really
Yeah, let's
easy
do
in
this.
compared
Yeah.
to sheep hunting.
I would do this tomorrow.
Does it get better than this?
You know what? Me and Mom are gonna go.
Well, yeah, next time I'm gonna bring the 6x, and then I'm just gonna drive right through here, right around here.
This was not hard.
Forget that walking crap.
Mom.
I feel like I'm gonna die.
Sure it was.
That's what they say at work. Let's get out of here.
Mom, I'm doing this.
I'm gonna walk straight across or go around.
That's disgusting. 2:42.
What a weenie.
Well,
It's 3 times longer.
Let's just go straight across.
That was the worst that could happen.
We could die, but you know.
We died. All right. We'll go around. I don't know. Those other idiots were walking across here, but
Well, we have a lot of weight.
I don't have anything to check ice with other than looking at it. I mean, it's
We have
probably-
the trekking, the shooting stick.
You can't crack through 3 inches of ice with shooting sticks. We'll just walk around like we did
Oh no,
before.
that's a highly, it's very heavy.
you use rock. You use hard
Day 2.
Huh? Me too. Let's see if we can shoot some more caribou. This time we hiked farther back. We took the sleds in further too, so there wouldn't be so much packing, but we ended up going probably 3/4 of a mile past where we had hunted the day before. There definitely wasn't as much caribou activity that day, but there were a few around. And we spotted a very small calf that might maybe come into rifle range. So I used a trick.
What is he doing? He's trying to attract the caribou. I can't see the caribou.
Yeah, it looks dumb, but this works. You move the white thing around, up and down, back and forth, and the caribou gets curious and it comes over and takes a look. So this one little calf eventually did come over, and somebody missed. I'll spare you the details of that, but it wasn't me. Not 15 minutes later, more action. Right about now, when you'd be expecting a gunshot, we had a little bit of a camera malfunction, so we'll have to fast forward to the after the shot. At this point, I wasn't sure what had happened. I couldn't tell if anything had been hit, but I knew Hunter had fired once and Stephanie had fired at least once. I had told Hunter before this that he needed to just pick one caribou and wait until it stopped, and he assured me that he had picked one bull and waited until it stopped, and he was pretty sure he had his.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
It must be Hunter's first big game animal.
Hunter actually shot one. I don't know if Steph hit one or not, but Hunter got one.
Tiny. It looks pretty good to me.
Nice, Hunter.
It's a big chicken. Started walking in the shop. Because it was standing when I pulled the chicken out where I saw him drop. Or stumble down. That would have hit him in the lungs, right? So then he must have been angled.
There's a hole right there. I think he was turned a little bit, Hunter, but
Look at this white mane.
you got him right behind the shoulder. What do you think, Hunter? You got a bull. You think you got the smallest one out of the bunch, but it's a bull.
Thanks.
Yeah.
A
You
lot
guys.
of fatherly affection there.
Yeah. All right, let's go up and look because Mom shot two.
It looked like Stephanie's shot was a miss. We couldn't find any sign of blood or hair anywhere, so we went back and took care of Hunter's.
Yeah?
What are you eating, Dad?
Oh shoot! I spit out the part I wanted. Oh, Bruce.
No, we can't try it.
You just ruined it. It actually tastes like bread dough.
That is so gross. What are you eating?
I ate some caribou eyeball fat.
Aren't you gonna try some?
You gonna eat that?
Ew, that's the eyeball.
Yeah,
Let's see your
try
face,
some,
honey. Let me
Dad.
see it. Look at me.
It tastes like bread.
I'm gonna eat this on the way down. That is weird.
Try a
Oh,
little bit.
wow.
Go into the.
Don't bite my hand.
Do you feel
Tastes
gross
like
about what
bread
you just
dough.
ate?
I feel
Come on,
like
Dad.
this
Have the rest. It's all yours.
That's it. Anybody want that? Take your gloves off. Steph, you want to try some? You sure?
You're telling me it tastes like bread dough, and I don't even make a habit of eating bread dough.
Here.
Geez, Dad, you're on a roll.
This thing didn't smell. Do you want to try the liver?
We should.
Hunter, ready to go?
Yep.
It's hard to see what's going on here, but there is a small, all-white bird, about the size of a spruce grouse, that Hunter is convinced he can catch with my safety vest. He has absolutely 100% not a chance in the world, but it was kind of fun to watch.
Alright, let's leave him.
On the way out, we have another small group of caribou run out in front of us, but no one has a chance to take a shot.
Well, we got one. That's good. We probably should have had 4, but I don't really care because I didn't want to pack them out that far. One's good. Hunter got his first caribou. One shot. And was it running?
Walking.
I thought it was standing still.
Started.
What did we have this conversation?
Hey, well, I wasn't walking when I pulled the trigger.
Okay, well that's fine. Alright. Well, the boy, there may be some hope for the boy.
Day 3, caribou hunting.
You got some toilet paper hanging on here.
This?
Oh, never
This is
mind.
for my binoculars.
Okay.
Anyways, headed back around the lake. Left a few kids at home that were done and brought Zach.
Yeah, day 1 for Zach.
One for Zach.
We went back even further this time, and we saw fewer caribou than we had the day before or the day before that. We got to within about 320 yards. Stephanie didn't feel comfortable taking the shot, so we didn't end up getting anything, but it was a good experience, and Zach got to help cut everything up at the end of the season anyway.
So we're on quarantine because we've been exposed to COVID. So we're going to drive up north and snow machine and try and find some caribou. Hopefully she'll come.
Saw a group of caribou on the road while we were driving up, out on a lake in a walk-in only area, which is perfect because that's kind of how we like to do it anyway. But by the time we got out there, they had moved off and they were too far away to shoot. And so as they disappeared, we just sat down and set up for the long haul. We figured if they were moving through the area, there'd be another group by shortly. As soon as we got there, I started getting cold. I had left my winter coat in the truck, so about 45 minutes into sitting there, I couldn't take it anymore, and I took Hunter because he had a tag, and we started walking back to the truck. We figured if something came out while we were gone, Steph could shoot it, or maybe we'd see something on the way out and back. So there's a few things that happen here that we'll have to explain, but as you already know, I left to go get my coat with Hunter, and we get about 45, 50 yards away from Stephanie, and we see a guy walking on the lake. And so I flag him down, and we walk over there and we start talking. And he's a fellow subsistence hunter trying to fill a tag. And as we're talking, we look over and, oh, there's a herd of caribou. So me, our new hunting buddy Matt, and Hunter tuck into the woods while Stephanie waits for the caribou to come.
He's limping. They might come back this way. Oh, it's down. No, there's another one down. They got it.
Okay.
But there's somebody else.
Oh my gosh. When you shot, I feel it all the way down to my fingertips. It like hurt like electric shock.
I can see one back though.
So what happened to us was we're waiting there in the tree line. Matt says, hey, give the kid the first shot. And I say, hey, Matt, get ready, though, because you'll have a shot, too. They're not going to just take off. So while Hunter's getting ready to shoot, we watch Stephanie's caribou fall over. Then Hunter shoots, and he hits it a little bit far back. So
Like when that one that got hit in the high
it
cliff,
takes
I saw
off,
it like
and
it was like
I finish it off. And then about 45 seconds later, I help Matt set up, and he takes a shot, and he shoots a caribou.
Danger no danger, could y'all meet? Danger.
I got one. Hunter got one. And the guy that was over there with them got one. And then 20 more caribou came out. So I don't know if I should stay here in case they come this way. I've got one more tag left. And then we'd have 6 tags filled. I'm not sure where they are.
So now there's more caribou that have come out on the lake. Hunter's tagged out, I'm tagged out, and Matt is tagged out. But Stephanie doesn't know that Matt's tagged out, so she was afraid to come back. So I send Bruce back to get Stephanie, and he messes that up, and by the time she gets there, the caribou are pretty much gone. So at this point, Stephanie's the only one that has a tag left. So me and Matt talk about it, and we're like, well, we'll just let her go up front, and maybe she'll see a caribou on the way out.
I'll stay here.
I'll stay here.
What's that? Yeah. I just picked the line. They kept coming through the same spot. I'm like, one's gonna come through.
Can I go over and check it out? Good job, Mom.
Hey, we're punched out.
Hey, we're done.
Yeah.
Everybody filled out the tag.
Hey, no.
Hey,
Get back here.
No.
Be careful.
In case you were wondering there, that last little bit, the caribou was dead. It just didn't know it yet. But it's important not to approach an animal like that until you know, or if you have experience. So that's why we didn't want the kids running in. But anyway, we get back out to the road and go to get our sleds, and we get to watch a bunch of the lazier, less ambitious hunters try and fail.
yeah, it's all on video.
So that was it. Best day of the season yet. We had 3 caribou down, 4 if you include Matt's. And Matt was nice enough to walk over and offer to take a picture. So normally we don't have a full family photo. But all in all, pretty good day.
Season. I'm not videoing anymore this hunting season. I'm gonna stay at home and do my school.
Grab the bottom.
Ow.
Sorry, boy.
You put them as legs, Mom. Why did you do that? Oh, it was your fault. Why did you hit me in the head?
Go right. Where'd they get you? Let's get the other 2 in so he can pull his truck up and then strap this down. Okay.
Let's hold it over there.
Oh, that's too heavy. Beautiful one, Mom.
We almost.
That looks like a meaty process.
Yeah, we're on like hour 8. I'm cutting up 6 caribou. So let's see how much we get. Should replace the moose. We didn't get. We got help. Got Zach and Mickey here.
That's a lot of meat. None of it's going to waste, though.
So at the end of hunting season 2020, even though we didn't get the moose, we ended up with 410 pounds of caribou burger, ground with some beef trimmings, and all the steaks and roasts we could want. So all in all, pretty good year. See what happens next year.